Good morning, students. This is Asha from your social science teacher. We are discussing chapter Land, Water, Soil, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. And till now, we have discussed almost all the natural resources: land, soil, water, natural vegetation. And in today's lecture, we'll be discussing wildlife. Yesterday, we discussed about natural vegetation, distribution of natural vegetation, uses of forest, conservation of water. All these we discussed yesterday. And in today's lecture, we'll be discussing wildlife. What all is included in wildlife? Wildlife include animals, birds, insects, worms, microorganisms, as well as aquatic life. They are also a part of wildlife. They can be found in desert, forest, plain, in urban areas as well. Animals provide us milk, meat, hide and wool. So many things is provided by animals. Some animals are used for transportation as well. People living along the coast depend on ocean products like sea and like fishes and other things. So we do use great a lot of wildlife things. So let's discuss some interesting facts. Children, do you know vultures in the Indian subcontinents were dying of kidney failure? Just imagine vultures who live on dead humans or dead animals, they were dying of kidney failure shortly after scavenging livestock treated with diclofenac, a painkiller that is similar to aspirin or ibuprofen. So it happened that many vultures were dying, and then the scientists did a study why these vultures are dying, and they found that they were dying of kidney failure. And then they observed their pattern, what they were eating. They saw that they were eating or the scavenging livestock. I hope you understand livestock. Livestock is the animals which we humans keep for our survival, like buffalo, goat, cow, for milk and other, or maybe sheep, which the pet animals which we do for our living. Humans keep them for their survival. These vultures who ate these livestock were dying of kidney failure. Then further the scientists did study and found that these livestock were given painkillers. Suppose a cow is suffering for fever or anything, person takes it to veterinary doctor, and veterinary doctor gives them an aspirin, ibuprofen, a kind of a painkiller which scientific name is diclofenac. And after that, once that get deposited in that animal's body, and when vulture eat that particular animal, they die of kidney failure. So directly or indirectly, our chemicals are harming not only the animals but the vultures also who are scavenging on them. So efforts are on to ban the drug for livestock use and breed vultures in captivity. So after that, they decided to make sure that this particular drug is banned, which is killing vultures. Right, now let's move on to our next topic, which is conservation of forest and wildlife. So yesterday we discussed about forest, and today we discussed about wildlife. So because of increasing human needs, even they are facing a danger of getting extinct. So we need to do a lot of things to conserve them as well. So the first thing which we can do to conserve forest and wildlife is efficient use of forest products. What is included in this efficient use? Trees are cut down to use wood as fuel. Yes, many parts trees are still cut down for fuel. Alternative source of energy should be found to reduce. Alternative source can reduce the cutting of trees for fuel purpose. Paper is manufactured from wood pulp. By using proper, judicious and recycling paper, we can see tree. So paper you must be using, we all use it. So if we do not waste paper, that will help us in stop cutting more and more trees. Increased demand for products such as ivory, hides, put pressure on forest and wildlife. So many human beings like to keep hides in their house. Ivory, you understand the elephant teeth thing? That is called ivory. Many people keep them in their houses as a showpiece. So we should avoid such things, and it could help to live a particular animal for a longer life. Next important topic in conservation of forest and wildlife is creating national park, wildlife sanctuaries and biospheres. So these should be like national park, wildlife sanctuaries should be created to protect plants and animals. In these protected areas, plants and animals occupy their natural habitat. So in this area, animals are not kept in like zoo or anything. They are kept free. In these areas, human activities such as hunting, fishing should be completely prohibited, like national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. The next important point is preservation of creeks, lakes and wetlands. The wetland needs to be protected from pollution and poor management. Wetlands is the like where lakes are there, artificial or natural. We should protect them. These areas need preservation to protect the aquatic plants and animal. You must have seen there are small ponds where fishes are there, some plants are in that pond. So we need to preserve them as well. They are also important as many people depend on wetlands for food and income. And this is a good thing which we can do. Awareness program. So awareness programs like celebration of Van Mahotsav, Wildlife Week should be encouraged, and the school should have eco club through which students are encouraged to participate in conservation program, like we do have Earth Day, Water Day, all these things. And awareness program should also be conducted about endangered wildlife species and how citizen can help protect them. So there are many animals which are getting into endangered zone. We should create an awareness programs about them. Next is enactment of laws. Making laws very strict. Laws have been framed against poaching. Poaching, I believe you understand, it's kind of hunting animals. So there have been many laws against poaching. Usage of certain animal product has been banned. For example, Shehtush shawl made from the hair of Tibetan antelope is banned. So there is a particular kind of shawl which was made from the Tibetan antelope, which is completely banned. Strict penalties will be applied under the laws such as Wildlife Protection Act and Forest Act. So there have been laws made to protect animals and wildlife. Next is special conservation programs and organization. So yes, we can have special conservation programs. Special programs like Project Tiger should be launched. Project Tiger was aimed at protecting Bengal tigers from extinction. That was a very good program which was launched. Then second thing which we can do is special organization like Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animal, Worldwide Fend, WWF, the prevention of extreme treatment of animal, PETA, you must have heard of PETA, have been established. And there is some international organization also, an international convention of international trade on endangered species, which is also known as CITES, has been established to ensure that plants and animals are not threatened due to international trade of specimen. And so these are few things which we can do to conserve and preserve wildlife and forest. Next important topic which we are having here is national park. So while discussing the conservation, I used a word national park. So what exactly national park is? A natural area designed to protect the ecological integrity of one or more ecosystem for the present and future generation. So in a natural way, animals are kept there so that these species remain for our future generation also. It is done in national park. Next is biosphere reserve. Series of protected areas linked through global network intended to demonstrate the relationship between conservation and development. Biosphere reserve is an area where there is a intended demonstrated relationship between conservation and development. The next important topic is CITES. What exactly CITES is? It is the full form of CITES is the Convention on International Trade on Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. So there is a trade of these wildlife species. So this is a regulatory body which keep an eye on such kind of trade. You must, if you are watching news, you must have heard a lot about China of this kind of trade. China deals in a lot of wildlife species trade. Is an international agreement between the government. It aims to ensure that international trade in specimens of wild animals and plants does not threaten their survival. So even if we are doing a trade in this scenario, it should not affect the existence of these wildlife animals and plants. Right, so CITES is an international organization which keep an eye on such kind of trade. Last important topic which we are discussing here is forest fire. So what exactly forest fire is? Forest fire is a threat to entire region of fauna and flora. Recently, it occurs mainly due to three reasons. You must, in few months back, there was a forest fire in Australia which burned thousands of acres of forest, and many animals and flora and fauna was destroyed in that, if you remember that Australian forest fire. Natural fiber due to lightning. Natural fiber can occur due to lightning. Fire due to heat generated in the litter due to carelessness of people. It's a summer season and a person carelessly throw something and which can cause to a fire, or purposely caused fire by local inhabitants. Many times people purposely cause fire which leads to loss of flora and fauna. And some of the control measures are prevention of fire through education. Yes, we can educate people and prevent such kind of fire. Prompt detection of fire through well coordinated network of observation points. Yes, we can do a prompt detection of fire also. So children, by this we come to an end of this chapter, and tomorrow's lecture will do the book exercises and key terms. Thank you.